Okay, we're ready to look at problem number 5. In looking at problem number 5, we want to read it carefully. When I start reading this question, I notice that I have to be thinking that my party hats are sold in packages. I get 3 for 65 cents, but I want to purchase 15 total. So when I'm thinking about that, I have to think how many groups of 3 give me 15. And that would be 5 groups. The same thing as I keep on reading about my noisemakers, the package is 7 for $1.25. So I'm thinking how many groups of 7 equal 56 noisemakers. So I would multiply that by 8 to get 56. So when I come down to my equation, I need 5 packages of the $3 3 for 65 cents, so it's 5 times 0.65, and then I need my packages of noisemakers to be 8 times $1.25. And then I get to add these two together to find out my total cost. I want to estimate my answer first to know where my target is. So if I'm estimating, I'm rounding to whole numbers. In rounding to whole numbers, it's like saying 5 times 1 and 8 times 1, because both of these would round down. When I solve this, I get about 13, and we're talking about money, so about $13. So now we're going to begin working this problem to see if we come up with the same thing. I'm going to first multiply 0.65 times 5. And I'm going to multiply 1.25 times 8. When I get both of these answers, then I will add them together. So 5 times 5 is 25, carry my 2. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 more is 32. Now when I look carefully at this problem and I notice there's a decimal, I count the values sitting behind. I have 2 values behind, so therefore I come over 2 values and put in my decimal. So I have $3.25. So I'm going to go back and do the same thing for 8 times 1.25. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 more is 20, carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 more, and that would be 10. But again, I notice the decimal sitting here, and it's 2 places behind, so I come from behind and come over 2 places, and I'm spending about $10 for the noisemakers. So if I want my total cost, I'm going to write both of these numbers down and add. Now my skill for my decimal is lining them up because they're buttons on a shirt. So adding and multiplying with decimals takes 2 different types of skills. I have 25 cents when I add, and I have 13 whole dollars. So I'm looking at how much money I'm spending. I'm spending $13.25 on party hats and noisemakers. So now let's go on to problem number 6. As I read problem number 6, I'm looking at making cupcakes. And my batch, each batch is 20 cupcakes. And it requires 2/3 of a cup of cocoa. And I have 2 3/4 cups of cocoa. I want to know how many, keyword, full batches that we can make. So I'm actually going to be cutting them up and dividing. So I take 2 3/4. I am cutting and splitting and sharing by 2/3 in a cup for each batch. Let's talk about our estimation. This 2 3/4 would round up to 3. This 2/3 would round to 1. And I would get about, and then remember this is just an about number, about 3. But let's actually do our work. We have 2 3/4 divided by 2/3. I have a mixed, I need to change to improper. So we're going to multiply down, add up. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 more is 11, and my denominator stays the same. I am dividing it by 2/3, but we know some good skills for dividing are not to divide at all, but to flip the second and multiply. So I have 11 out of 4. We're going to turn him upside down and multiply. This becomes a 2. Sorry about that. So top times top, bottom times bottom, and I end up with 33 out of 8. But he's improper. I need to change him to a mix. So top dog in the house. How many 8s are in a 33? And that number is going to be 4. I have some leftover, which is 1/8. This is my number answer, but let's go back and answer the question. How many, full batches can I make? And the answer would be 4. I'm going to use that word full because it's in my question. Batches of cupcakes. Only 4. So my fractional part, that's my leftover, and we're not going to send anything there.